to say in State College. Penn State has put Nebraska on the struggle bus. They're down 0-2 and will have to do what they did in the region final, win 3 straight, or their season's over and Penn State moves on to the final. The impressive start for the Nittany Lions. And Russ Rose joining us now courtside. Russ, your impression of the way that your team has played in hostile territory here tonight?
Well, certainly it's a tough place to play. There's no question about that. But, you know, I think we're passing the ball well, and we're getting some swings on the outside. And, you know, our goal is to try and hold the middles and get some quality swings. So, you know, I don't think Nebraska's strength is going to be the ability to terminate against us. But, you know, Nebraska's a great serve pass team, and we've got to make sure that we don't have a 3-set rotation where we miss serves in a row like we did in the second game.
Coach, you spent a lot of time thinking about matchups, rotated around a little. Was there anything in particular you're trying to accomplish so far these first 2 matchup-wise?
No, I mean, we have the matchup we want. They're moving the ball around, but, you know, we're hitting 400 right now. So, I mean, I think we're doing a good job with what we need to be doing.
Thank you very much, Russ. Don't sell yourself short. You're hitting 403 so far in the match, and that's why they're up 2-0. Penn State, #1, undefeated, in charge here in the national semis. Let's go to Lowell Galindo in the studio for the ESPNU Intermission Report.
Beth, thank you so much. Some history for Tyler Hansbrough. Coming up, find out why Hansbrough now stands alone in North Carolina hoops history.
Closed captioning for selected programming is brought to you by Echo Unlimited. Echo Unlimited Footwear. Echo Unlimited. We are unlimited.
Do you have the code? The ultimate code of seduction. The Armani Code. The Dragons for Men by Giorgio Armani. At Dillard's.
I've driven a lot of different cars, but 2 things never change. No one demands more from their car than me, and nothing protects under the hood better than Peak.
Peak Long Life Antifreeze is formulated with an advanced organic technology to protect any engine of any make, any model, anytime. If you can drive it, Peak can protect it.
And when I drive it, it better perform.
Peak Long Life Antifreeze.
When you peak, you win.
Country fried steak toaster and onion rings?
Yeah. I don't know, $3.99. That's a great deal.
Great, man. You know how to be a pretty bold cat? The guy who said, hey, y'all, I'm going to chicken fry a steak. You know what I mean?
Right, because everybody else was just chicken frying chicken.
Right.
Oh.
What a world. What a topsy-turvy, crazy, wonderful world.
$3.99 steak and rings. Now at Sonic. Get a country fried steak toaster and rings for just $3.99. And this holiday, buy my Sonic cards and check everyone off your list.
Let's go. Hill, come in. Looks like the med school scouts are out early today.
There are over 380,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of them will be going pro in something other than sports. To learn more, go to ncaa.org.
Welcome into the Sports Center U Intermission Report. I'm Lowell Galindo. We already know it's just a matter of time before the jersey of Tyler Hansbrough goes up into the rafters of the Dean Dome. Only question is, once it goes up, will it represent the career of the all-time leading scorer in North Carolina history? Needed 9 to pass that man, Phil Ford. He got those 9 and then some. Hansbrough inside the three-point line, moving within 1 of that record. North Carolina up on Evansville by 2. 7:50 left in the first half. 4 purple jerseys in the vicinity. Not enough to slow down Hansbrough. Game was stopped after that. We got the game ball as Psycho T becomes the all-time leading scorer and the storied history of North Carolina. Passing up Phil Ford, who was there with a little hug of his own. North Carolina taking this one 90-73. Tyler Hansbrough with 20 points in 25 minutes of work. He now has 2,302 points. and looks to keep adding to that total, the highest in the history of North Carolina. Mississippi head coach Andy Kennedy coaching his Rebels against Louisville despite facing allegations of a misdemeanor assault charge. Chris Warren hitting way deep from three-point range, capping a 16-3 Ole Miss run, but Louisville led at the half by 4. Terrence Williams, that is the rim. You don't like it to go down like that, so this time Williams gives it up to Andre McGee. Louisville up by 9. Earl Clark dishing inside to George Good. Louisville leading 72-68 late in the second half. Megan Hodge pacing the Penn State attack, which has now won 111 straight sets.
It received a 2009 Best Resale Value Award from Kelley Blue Books, KBB.com, and it was awarded a top safety pick by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. The Cadillac CTS, made by GM. Surprised? Here's something else amazing. At the first ever Cadillac Red Tag event, the price on the tag is the price you pay. Like a 2009 CTS for under $36,500. That's a total value of over $4,400. Visit your local Cadillac dealer.
Phillips Norelco Architect, the shaver with a flexible head that pivots and rotates freely. So now you can easily get a close shave, even on the neck.
What makes Sam Adams Boston Lager a great beer is as simple as ABC. A, the appearance. Good color to it. Amber. Darker.
You can taste the ingredients that color came from.
B, balance.
In Boston Lager, you're going to notice the balance of the malt sweetness and hoppy bitterness.
C, complexity. Some of the notes are obvious.
The hops, the malt.
And then some you have to hunt for.
Piney notes, grapefruit notes, caramel sweetness.
Don't believe me. Only believe your own palate. Go taste it.
Love rocks this December at Zales. Right now, for a limited time, take an extra 25% off already reduced prices on select items throughout the store. It's just in time for the holidays and only at Zales, America's diamond store since 1924.
Go on. Come on, let's do it. Party! Dance party! Let's go.
I don't think this is going to work. We're such posers.
Did you spill that?
Go, girl.
Busted.
25-17 and 25-18. Penn State taking it to Nebraska in games 1 and 2 here in the national semifinals. And in the first semifinal earlier tonight, Texas and Stanford got things rolling, and what a semifinal it turned out to be. Texas dominating early behind the play of Julianne Fawcett and Destiny Hooker. They took the opening 2 sets and a commanding lead, and then Stanford did what had never been done before. Down 0-2, rallying to win the national semifinal for the first time in 27 years. Big finish for Barbosa and Faluca, and that's why they are in the finals on Saturday night. They await the winner of Nebraska and Penn State, Game 3, when we come back.
This month on DirecTV pay-per-view.
I'm Maxwell Smart. I am a control analyst.
Major 99.
I think we work very well together. Missed it by that much.
Are you telling me another one of your Bioforce experiments has gone haywire?
There's someone out there.
I just want you to run, okay?
You're an Israeli counter-terrorist?
Smell it, smell it, smell it. Now take it. That's for you.
DirecTV pay-per-view. Just press a button and you're watching your movie.
How does Emergen-C boost your health and your energy? With a powerful formula built on 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C to give your immune system a fighting chance. Emergen-C. Feel the good.
Still got flakes? That's your clue to switch shampoo. To Selsun Blue. Maximum Selsun strength medicine wipes out flakes, plus aloe and moisturizers keep hair healthy. No flakes or itch. Selsun Blue Shampoo.
Got a clue? Get the blue.
Penn State and Nebraska for a spot in the national championship, and the top-ranked undefeated Nittany Lions showing their strength in the first 2 sets. They roll 25-17 and 25-18, trying to keep the crowd quiet and keep their hopes alive for a second consecutive title. The NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship presented on ESPN by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Penn State one set away from advancing to the finals and a date with Stanford for the second year in a row. Coach John Cook now joining us down near the bench. And John, how do you propose to do what you did last week against Washington against this Penn State team?
Well, first thing I want to ask Karch, what do we need to do? So I hope he's got an answer for me, Karch. Penn State's doing a nice job. You know, they're not making very many errors except on that serving run. And, you know, we just, you make a batch of errors, they force you to play at a really high level. So we're trying to raise our level of play, see if we can match up with them a little bit better, making a few less errors and trying to manufacture some points.
Coach, you talked about wanting to stress them with your serve. That would give you the best chance. How's that been working so far?
Well, that's what we talked about in the locker room. We're serving kind of tentative, and you know, again, they put a lot of pressure on you because they side out so well. So we got a little tight serve, and so hopefully we can pressure them a little bit more. But that's really our only chance, is we got to stress them and make them feel a little bit of pressure.
Thank you very much, John.
Okay.
They did it last week against Washington, down 0-2. They rallied to win in 5 as we take a look at our Coke Zero game track. And the outside hitters, Fawcett and Hodge for Penn State, almost matching the number of kills for the entire Nebraska team through those first 2 sets.
And this is about the exact, in fact, it is the exact season average for Penn State, 403. But they're playing the number 4 team in the country, the number 4 seed in its own house, 17,000 people, and shutting down this crowd. That is the depth and the historic aspect of this Penn State team, just dominating all season long.
And the big swingers, Megan Hodge and Nicole Fawcett, doing their job. Hodge at 525, Fawcett at 300.
And it's a real tribute to their setter, Alicia Glass, who does better than almost any other setter in the country at avoiding overload and getting her hitters better looks at plays. Hodge doing such a nice job. Harmato there getting a one-on-one. You see the misdirection, so Harmato constantly in one-on-one situations. She also got that for Hodge and Fawcett, and she's just setting her team up. Everybody hitting over 300. Just like for the whole season, no team has ever had all of its hitters over 300. This Penn State team is doing that again tonight against a great Nebraska squad.
Russ Rose told us last week at the regionals that with Glass, we go as she goes. She gets better every day at that position that isn't her natural spot coming into college. She strives for perfection, and that makes everybody else on this team seek the same thing. 62 consecutive matches won, 111 now consecutive sets won.
And for the first time, maybe all season long, Nebraska has actually changed the way it started to get a different lineup. Normally, Sydney Anderson is the first server for Nebraska. This time, they rotated around a little, try to switch something up a bit.
Last weekend against Washington, one of the most remarkable comebacks in NCAA tournament history. This would top it if they can make it 2 in a row for Nebraska.
Well, they got the camo jacket. They may need some bulletproof vests and and helmets and something else. But if any team can do it, it's this Nebraska team. They have the greatest attitude, have so much fun, and they just keep fighting. You got to give them credit for the way they keep at it. Corey Cooper leading the troops on the sidelines there with her towel. Suffered that season-ending ACL injury weeks ago against Texas.
And we've already seen it tonight, Coach. Stanford down 0-2 in the first semifinal. They came back to knock off Texas in 5, the first time in the 28 years of this tournament that has happened. Glass looking for Fawcett off the fingertips. Anderson chases it down. Jordan Larson. Point, Nebraska.
Coach Cook talked about it when we asked him, stressing the other team on serve. That means serving so tough that one of these 3 Penn State players who makes this pass will put it to a poor area, not right on Alicia Glass's head. That was an okay pass. And Nebraska gets the point. They need more plays like that, but unusually For the first two games, Penn State actually out-controlled the opponent's serve over Nebraska. Nebraska known as one of the top serving and receiving teams and ball control teams in the country.
Penn State looking a bit discombobulated here to start out the third. Nebraska taking advantage. That might clean some things up with Fawcett ripping it.
They can turn on those afterburners anytime they want to.
The pass to Anderson. She'll go to Jordan Larson off the block. Got it.
And I think one of the reasons they switched where they started and rotated around a little was to try to get Jordan Larson going. She was hitting only 0.67, 5 kills but 4 errors after the first 2 sets. They really need her. She's the heart and soul of this team. They need her to get going with plays like that.
That's the kind of stress that John Cook was telling us about coming out of the locker room. Their first ace of the match.
But we saw a couple other bad passes too, and that's led to this 6-2 lead.
Gives it right back with the error.
So clearly they're taking Coach Cook's instructions to heart. We need to take a few more risks, serve tougher. We might miss a few more, but maybe we'll get some extra scoring opportunities, and Penn State will only have 1 or 2 options to set to instead of 5.
Out of the back, Fawcett. Dug up by Larson. She's calling for it. Jordan down the middle. No. Back to Fawcett out of the back, and the tip into the net.
The other person you got to give a lot of credit to on this Nebraska team is Sydney Anderson. Coach Cook said she was the absolute perfect personality to come in here and help us kind of gain our fun back after a rough season chemistry-wise last year.
And Russ Rose just reminded his team that of the 7 points Nebraska has, Penn State has given them 4 with their own errors.
He was doing that last week, congratulating Nicole Fawcett. He wanted to give her varsity club status for the other team. Hey, you've given them more. You've got 5 errors. They have a total of 4 points they've earned. What are you doing?
Oh, by the way, you're their leading scorer right now. Nebraska, they'll take anything they can get right now. They're working up a little momentum, doubling up Penn State here in the third.
I think they do need to do that. They need to generate that momentum, and that emotion, that enthusiasm, get this crowd back into it.
Another strong serve.
Wow, smart
Penn State.
play.
Blair Brown pushes it off the block.
You just don't see that presence of mind that much. She knew that the ball was so close that she could just lightly push it into the block. As soon as you feel contact, throw it out of bounds.
Rico drills it to Larson. The back set for Mueller, pounds it down.
Well, so far, this new matchup, slightly changed matchups that Coach Cook created by changing his first server, working a little better, a lot better than in the first 2 sets.
Nebraska's hitting 750 so far in this set. Another Penn State hitting here.
And that was a little bit of mistiming. I think Hodge was expecting it to come faster. She had to slow it down right at the end of her approach.
Strong serve from Mueller again. Oh, and then Hodge able to get it off of Wilberger's hands.
You know, I'm not sure that's the right choice. When a hitter doesn't even jump, there's no way the hitter can put the ball away. So it hits the blocker's hands, goes down to the floor. They lost a scoring opportunity there by trying to block instead of staying down on the floor.
Light with the kill. Nebraska on top. Penn State has not lost a set all season. Somehow able to keep that alive.
Whole house almost notching a kill there. You don't see that from a libero very often.
Point for Penn State. They are just fighting to stay close right now, and the coaching staff reminding them, hey, let's settle down here and get things under control. The one thing they have shown in the matches we've seen them, Karch, even when they're struggling, they maintain their composure. They never panic. block. Point Penn State.
I'm impressed with Holthouse and DeRico. They're taking some shots hard at them, and they're keeping it on their side. I think part of it is they practice against such hard hitters that they're used to the very top speeds in the game, so they can control those Nebraska hitters.
Penn State is unable to contain Lindsay Light. 8 kills now for Light to lead the team. 4 of them in this set.
Rachel Schwartz.
Rachel Schwartz serving. Last tried to go on 2. Larson, big swing for the kill.
When Larson approaches in and comes a few feet inside the sideline, she loves to turn it back down the line off the high hands like she just did over glass there. That's something you can see on film. I would expect for Penn State defenders to lean that way.
Short serve, Glass looking to Fawcett. Just hit it. Point Nebraska.
And this crowd going crazy. Got back into it here.
Deficit of the season. Nebraska's got them in trouble in the 3rd.
Hey, happy holidays. Snowball's phone. Snowball doesn't have AT&T, so no bars out here at the Winter Cottage. So we didn't get your call warning us about the heat wave that's coming right about now. You know, the one that's going to turn me into a big puddle of buttons and carrot sticks. Well, thanks for stacking me high and tight, kids. See you next year, kids.
Switch to the network with the best coverage, AT&T. More bars in more places. Buy a quick messaging phone and get one free after mail-in rebate.
This holiday season, the Home Depot would like to give you a little present. Right now at the Home Depot, you can get a Ryobi One Plus cordless tool free, up to an $89 value when you buy any Ryobi 18-volt combo kit. Over 30 free tools to choose from. The Home Depot is making the holidays more affordable than ever, with powerful gift ideas and new lower prices throughout the store. Hurry in for the money-saving gift of home improvement, now at the Home Depot.
2-1 Nebraska trailing Penn State. They're up here in the 3rd, and for a special announcement, let's go over to the public address announcer, Steve Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for coming to the NCAA Division I Women's Volleyball Championship in Omaha, Nebraska. Tonight, we've set another attendance record for an NCAA championship. Tonight's attendance, 17,430. The Quest Center Omaha NCAA, thank you.
The largest crowd to ever witness an indoor volleyball match in the United States. Men or women, over 17,000 on hand tonight. And most of them here hoping that Nebraska can give Penn State its first set defeat of the season, but not if Nicole Fawcett keeps swinging like that.
Opportunities to respond. Coaches talk about them all the time. Coming out of that timeout, Penn State responding nicely, but they've got a long way to come back here.
Down 7 in the region final to Cal. They went on a 12-2 run to win that set.
But the whole thing has really been Nebraska's serving, just what Cook wanted. We need to stress them with our serve, put them in passing trouble. That's been working all game. Another bad one.
Fawcett into the tape. Huskers send it back.
And if Penn State loses this set, how do they respond to that happening for the first time this season?
Huskers trying to turn the tables on the top seed.
As heating costs soar, using your fireplace or wood stove can save you money. But dangerous creosote buildup in your chimney can cause a fire. Attack that buildup with CSL Creosote Sweeping Log. Each time you use your fireplace, flammable creosote builds up in your flue and can catch fire. While CSL burns like a regular log, its active minerals will dry out and reduce that dangerous creosote, making your next fire safer. Get CSL Creosote Sweeping Log.
Available at Walmart, Rite Aid, participating Ace, and the Home Depot.
At their basic price, the phone company gives you unlimited calls locally. At $24.99, Vonage gives you unlimited calls nationally. All of Canada and Puerto Rico, plus free calls to 5 countries in Europe, and pennies a minute around the globe, including Mexico. Vonage works by connecting your high-speed internet with your phone. Get more of the world, just $24.99 a month. Call 877-4VONAGE and get your first month free.
We are the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We have won three NCAA titles.
We won our last title
in 2006.
Right here in Omaha.
We've won our last 96 matches
in the state of Nebraska.
Our fans are incredible,
amazing,
unbelievable. We have the greatest fans in the nation.
Here in the state of Nebraska, they've won 96 matches in a row. They're down to the top seed, 2-0, but are threatening here in the third. After the stunning comeback last week in the region final, down 0-2 to win the match. Is there any magic left for Big Red? They have been serving tremendously here in the third, getting Penn State in all kinds of trouble. Larson, back row. Dug by Holthouse. Outside to Nicole Fawcett. Off the tips. Larson tracks it down. Glass. Blair Brown, no. Anderson. Mueller.
Wow, you can feel something special.
The biggest deficit of the season and a set for Penn State. John Cook asked his team, we can either flee or fight. What's it going to be? Brought out the camouflage jacket, and they have chosen to fight. And that is the case here in the third set, 19-9, as they look to hand Penn State their first set loss of the season.
The farthest Penn State has been down. We saw them come back from 19-13 down last Saturday against Cal, but they didn't have a crowd like this cheering against them, going absolutely crazy. Never count Nebraska out after what they did last Saturday, coming back down 2-0.
Doing just what John Cook thought they needed to do, and that was serve much tougher. And there's Corey Cooper wearing that camouflage jacket, symbolizing their willingness to fight when things get tough.
He said that was their only hope, and they were not able to accomplish that in the first 2 sets, but clearly doing so here. Penn State having a very difficult time controlling the serves of Nebraska. Their whole offense breaks down when that happens.
And terrific D for Nebraska, holding the top hitting team in the country at about 300 points below their average.
Meanwhile, Nebraska hitting at 625 for this third set.
Fawcett into the net. And Fawcett just looked at Glass and said, give me the ball. Another tough serve.
How about Larson on this serving run?
6 in a row. Huskers can do no wrong right now. Fawcett.
I don't think this crowd has sat down since about 10-5 in this game, being that 7th player the Nebraska Huskers had talked about.
They didn't have much to cheer about in the first 2 sets. They've had plenty to cheer about in the 3rd. And now Penn State's thinking, hey, we got another 12-2 run in us. Maybe not. Have not dropped a set all season. And that streak is in big trouble. Megan Hodge gets the kill.
Much of that trouble for Penn State was with Hodge in the backcourt. They're happy to have her back in the front court where she can go right over good blockers like Sydney Anderson.
Anderson, Wilberger, set point Nebraska. Penn State will have to try and fight off 11 more here, as the Husker fans will stay on their feet.
I think it's important for Penn State to get that rhythm back, knowing that they just carry that right on into the 4th set.
They're not unbeaten and #1 for nothing.
I've seen a 24-17 comeback, but not a 24-11 or 12.
Glass, Harmado, missed it wide, and Penn State loses a set for the first time all season, and the Huskers stay alive.